Welcome back to the Done Deal Show. Hit the like button. Make sure you have subscribed to the Football Terrace and you get the bell notification turned on as well. It's only, by the time the international break's over, there's going to be 6 to 8 weeks left of football. Football clubs are now starting all their work, their major work ahead of what will be a busy and epic summer transfer window. We've got some big updates on Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle and Manchester United for you. A big shout out to our title sponsors, Magic Mind. I absolutely know you guys absolutely loved their products that we showed you before. More to come on that a little bit later in the show. But I wanted to start with Liverpool today. Big report here from Sam Maguire, who states that Paris Saint-Germain are all in on Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool won't break the bank to retain their captain, but they do want him to stay, is the headline. Lots of Liverpool fans angry. I've seen many online kicking off, fuming, almost attacking Virgil van Dijk. Well, if he only wants money, we should just let him leave. We shouldn't pander to his demands. Is that the right approach? I want your views on that from the Football Terrace community. From my perspective, I think Trent has already gone. Replacing Van Dijk, replacing potentially Mo Salah as well, is going to be difficult and I think hugely problematic for Liverpool. Not because Liverpool are not attractive. I think there are very, very few, a very finite group of players that are anywhere near that standard or that level of consistency in the game. By and large, in the game of football, there are very few people that are at that level. So I think it makes it increasingly difficult for Liverpool to bring in those adequate replacements. Van Dijk still looks at the peak of his powers, and I bet he goes to PSG and looks brilliant for 2 or 3 years to come from now. Mo Salah shows no signs of slowing down or fading. Again, for the next 2 to 3 years, I think Liverpool should be paying what is required to keep him at the football club. Yes, go out into the transfer market and start to buy and nurture and develop the replacements. But I think if Trent, along with at least one of the other two, go, Liverpool will find it so hard to retain what is likely to be their Premier League title this season. But I would love to get your thoughts and your opinions on that, people. And the Liverpool fans kind of attacking Van Dijk. What is your thought on that? I'd love to get your opinions in the comment section below on how you think and feel in relation to that. Coming up next, we're going to talk about another big deal that involves Liverpool, Newcastle and Arsenal Football Club. Make sure you've hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Before we do that, though, I want to talk to you about Magic Mind. You will know that I'm on a health kick. You will know that I'm doing everything in my power to make myself not just physically as healthy as possible, but mentally as strong as I can be as well. And a few weeks ago, I spoke to you about Magic Mind, who sent me some of their products as a kind of treat, which you sometimes get when you're a content creator, which is quite nice when you get 3 things. And I take this every single morning and every night before I go to bed, and it's their shot. And this really does just help to regulate my energy over the course of the day. At night time, it helps me sleep and it keeps me concentrating during the day. And it's just a single shot of this every morning before I walk the dog. I get up, I take this shot, I walk my dog, I come back, and then about half an hour, 45 minutes before I sleep, I take this. And for me, it's a very, very important part, as I say, of my health cycle, keeping my mind strong, keeping my body healthy, back in the gym, and all of that jazz which we've been through before. I had, as we've shared on the terrace, some really bad mental health issues a couple of years ago relating to my heart, and sort of cardiophobia is the official term for it, where I became petrified of having a heart attack. And one of the only ways really to calm myself down has been to eat better, exercise, and do everything possible to make myself feel great. And Magic Mind has become a massive, massive part. Now, they've released something new, and I was so excited when they sent this to me, because you ever had those days where you're sitting there, you're feeling a little bit peckish, you want a snack, maybe you're craving something, and you don't really want to be eating sweets, candy, if you're from the States, as an example. And this here is what they have come up with at Magic Mind. It is their gummies, and these things are lovely. I eat up to about 3 of these a day. There's these little gummies here. Very, very nice indeed. What they do Now, I'm talking whilst chewing, which I'm going to say is rude, but they just help keep you focused, keep your mind clear, keep your energy levels up. No caffeine in them at all, so it's not a caffeine product, not full of any kind of nasties. Loads of vitamins, loads of minerals when you read the back. And actually, you can give it to your children up from the age of 8 years old as well. So if you're someone that's been taking Magic Mind, I know lots of you have. I know we've had some great feedback from you. Go and check out their gummies now. If you click on the link in our description or scan the QR code, it takes you to their page. Go and have a look now at their gummies. We can give you a 25% discount if you use the promo code that is in the comments section below. They are selling out fast, by the way, so you're going to have to be quick. One bag of 90 gummies will last you about a month, but trust me, it is so much better than eating sweets, eating junk, anything along those lines. There's loads of other things available on there as well, but go and check it out right now. These are very, very nice, very, very important, caffeine-free, lower your stress, keep a clear and focused mind, and go and check it out now on your health journey, just like me. Now, when it comes to football transfers, this is going to probably be the biggest one of the summer, and that is Alexander Isak. Fabrizio Romano yesterday said big, massive proposals will come to the table for Alexander Isak. Arsenal will be there. Liverpool will also be there. For Arsenal, he is the absolute top target. Sesko is another name on the list. For Liverpool, he's one of the names they are considering. He also stated in the same podcast that Liverpool have already made contact with Alexander Isak's representatives over the summer move. I know straight away there'll be people that will say, Terry, Newcastle are not going to sell. If they make the Champions League, they're going to pump more money in. They've barely spent for 3 or 4 years. The PSR's in a good position. There's no way he leaves. You could be right. And I am completely open-minded to that being the outcome. So should he stay in the summer, you will probably find some of my trolls, some of my haters will say, well, Terry, you said this deal was happening. You said this deal was advancing. You said X, Y, and Z. Well, firstly, I'm repeating what the media outlets are telling us. I'm going to give you my opinion. You can give yours. But I'm very open-minded to the fact this could go in multiple directions because I do believe it's open-ended. Of course, Isak is going to say he loves the club. I'm sure he said, I love the club, I love the environment, I love the atmosphere. They've given me a chance. I love the people. I love living in Newcastle. That's all been said, but most players say it. He may very well stay at Newcastle. But I also think there is the possibility that a Liverpool, that an Arsenal, has the ability to turn his head. And should his head be turned for any particular reason, there's a chance this deal could happen. The fact that Liverpool are already talking to his representation means that Liverpool want to do it. And the player is somewhat open to a move. Hasn't agreed, but he has to be open to it to a certain degree. Otherwise, you wouldn't entertain the conversations. He's been a top Arsenal target for a while now. With Berta coming in, with a very disappointing season in the Premier League, I think Arsenal are going to go big. Will they pay up to the £150 million that Newcastle are quoting? Potentially not. But it isn't also beyond the realms of possibility that Newcastle set a fee publicly that's unrealistic, but could be chopped down by 10, 20, 30 million when the negotiations actually begin, especially if Alexander Isak does decide that he wants to leave and play his trade elsewhere. For me, this is a deal that is going to rumble on for many weeks. I think it will rumble on well into July, potentially well into August as well. It's going to be a difficult one. Newcastle, of course, they've got a massive ambition. They've just won their first trophy. They're going to want to keep him. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. But according to the mainstream media, according to Fabrizio Romano, the deals to Liverpool and Arsenal, as of right now, are on. But I want to get your opinion. How do you see this playing out? If he does leave, how much would it cost in your opinion? And I suppose the question then would be, do you think Isak is worth that investment? I'd love to get your opinions below. I know Newcastle fans, you're not going to like these stories of your players being linked away, but just look at it from this mindset and perspective. You are going to be linked to players this summer that their current clubs don't want to lose either. So I don't think you can moan about your players being linked to other clubs when you are literally going to be doing the same thing that Liverpool and Arsenal are trying to do to you. So I do think we need to play fair here in these conversations, but let us know what you think. Manchester United have been linked to a number of strikers here. Hugo Ekitike, Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyökeres and Victor Osimhen remain high on the list, according to Plattenberg from Sky Sports in Germany. United, as we know, heavily need to improve that front line. More goals needed, more speed, more power, more star quality. What do you make of the list? There are some United fans that will instantly claim this is PR. There's no way Man United are going to sign these players. There's no way this is going to happen. And I understand that train of thought. I understand why you would think it. I get that. A lot of United fans are distrusting of the Glazers, distrusting of Ineos. However, I happen to believe that these players do exist on our transfer list. Now, of course, we all know about Victor Osimhen. We all know about Victor Gyökeres. Of the four, they're in my top two simply because I know more about them. I've watched them play more regularly. I like what they bring to the table. They're also the right age profile for me. Not just because we need more experience, but I think Man United fans need to see some slightly older players come in to quash this notion that we're just going to sign kids and we're going to do a Chelsea project and Chelsea's project is failing. And why would we go down that same road? So signing a 26, 27-year-old off the bat would go a long way just to calming everybody's nerves down. Benjamin Sesko, look, I think he's further along in his development than Rasmus Højlund. It's probably why Rasmus Højlund should never have become the number one striker at Man United, and he should have had someone ahead of him or stayed where he was maybe for another year or two. But I still think there's too much of a fledgling in there for Man United's current situation. I think Sesko joining an Arsenal, who are a more established team, challenging for league titles, that have been together for a prolonged period, it's a different scenario to Manchester United's. The other, when you look at Hugo Ekitike, I don't know enough about him to give a full and frank opinion about how good or bad he is. I just don't know. So I really want your help on that. Of course, I've heard of him. I know who he is. But I don't know enough about him to sit here and say, yeah, brilliant, yes, bad, I would love it, I would hate it, it's a great deal, it's a bad deal. I don't know. And because I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and sort of push a narrative about a player when I don't know too much about him. So I will do a bit more research. I will take a bit more of a look. But I'd love to get there must be people in the Football Terrace community that know about him, that have seen him play. So I'd love to get your opinions on that, ladies and gentlemen, in our comments section below. But I like the list of players, by and large. I'm excited to see what Man United do this summer, and I'm glad that the groundwork is started now. What would be really nice, and maybe you've got to wait for the season to be close to the ending for the other teams, but I'd love one of those deals nice and early in terms of the agreement announced. That would be a massive positive for Man United in our current situation. So I want to say a big thank you to every single person that has tuned in today. Big thank you to each and every single one of you. Go and check out Magic Mind now. As I said before, these gummies are absolutely lovely. They really are. And I'll say it bluntly, I'm not going to name any companies, but you know, a lot of us will want a snack during the day, want to have a bit of a pick-me-up, and you're going to put some processed, refined sugar, some junk from some sweet company through your body. We all do it. I have done it and still do it on occasions, and I shouldn't. This is the way forward. Go and get the Magic Mind gummies right now. They're delicious. They're nutritious. They're great for you. You can even give them to your kids as well, and it's just so much better than the horrible processed nonsense that we pump through our bodies on a regular basis. So go and check it out now. Go get your 25% discount by scanning that QR code. And you know what? We'll see you all again soon. Peace!